Hi, here we are again. Justin here. Yoga video, spinal injury yoga video number 3. I hope you're all doing well. So we're just going to get straight into it now. We're just going to, repetition and consistency are good. So we're going to go through our warm-ups, like we did the last few times. The neck, working down through the neck, shoulders, and into the arms, maybe some twists. But today I'm going to focus on some wrist work, some wrist and forearm work. So to get there anyway, we're going to warm up. So come into your breath. So just sit up comfortably. Remember that kind of, get your posture right. So your shoulders are rolled back, your head has been held up by a piece of thread, your chin is relaxed. You might want to sit off the back of your chair a little bit, just coming up and engage the tummy a little bit. So and your chest is coming forward slightly. Not sergeant major type stuff, but just, get that posture right and just become relaxed. Let the shoulders relax. And we're going to take 3 to 5 breaths here. You can close your eyes doing this if you want. Inhaling, the belly comes out, exhaling, it goes in. You can blow it out or sigh it out. So taking in fresh air, bringing in oxygen, and then breathing out, expelling any kind of stale air, carbon dioxide, and also maybe getting rid of any anxiety that's going on at the moment, at least helping to deal with that. 2 more breaths here. So nice inhale, feeling the rib cage expanding, filling up. And just, imagine the rib cage lifting off the hips a bit. You're just coming up like a balloon, really, just filling up that space, getting lighter. Get that sense of lightness. Okay, we're going to proceed then with the inhale. And then the exhale, we're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. You can go slow or fast with this. Inhale back to center, over to the other side. So we just do 2 more each side. Inhaling, exhaling, keeping the shoulders down. Shoulders want to go up towards the ears, just keep them down. Back to center, over to the other side. Back to center, 1 more time each side. Just see what's going on in the neck, the side neck. Any stiffness. Okay, we're going to switch that to inhaling and exhaling, turning the chin towards the shoulder. You can even take an extra breath here and just see if you can bring it a little bit further without too much force. Inhaling back, over to the other side. Again, another breath here and just a little bit further. So we'll do 2 more each side. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Blowing it out. Inhale, 1 more. Exhaling. Then we're going to bring the chin, just take an inhale, exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling up. And down. 2 more here. And have your hands loosely on your knees, maybe palms going up so you're opening the shoulder. 1 more here. Just keep everything relaxed. Get a sense of letting go. So we're going to just do pencil tip on the end of the nose. Just going to draw some circles clockwise. And I can't emphasize enough the use of the breath in all these practices and movements. Just tuning into that breath. Small circles, big circles, whatever you want. So we're going to switch the other way. Really, if you're not tuned into the breath in some way, you're not really doing yoga. It's just really essential to the practice. And just this breath awareness, it's just really good to have it in your, like, you know, obviously we're breathing all the time, but just to get a little bit of an awareness about it. Okay, coming back to center. We'll just move down now into the shoulders a little bit. So we're just going to roll the shoulders back, and you can lift the arms off, then get the elbows involved, and even coming into the wrists and fingers. It's like conducting. So 5 times back, 5 times forward. And you could lift the shoulders, now you can lift the shoulders up towards the ears a little bit. So we're going to go forward now. And actually we could just do a little, if you have the room, to a little forward, stretching up into the fingers, going forward. And then switch, going back, if you have enough room there. Just working down into those shoulders, stretching up. And then we'll just do a little twisting. So remember we did this before. So we just want to get a little twist coming to the body. So your hips are facing forward. You're going to inhale and exhale the left hand onto the right thigh and just turn around. Again, here you could take another breath and see if you could just turn the head maybe more towards the shoulder. Inhaling back. Same thing on the other side, so right hand goes to the left. Twisting around. Extra one here. So if you can get, all sorts of movement, forward, back. I would just, let's stick with this for the moment. With everything, just bring everything into the yoga practice. Even if you could get a little daily routine, 10 minute, 15 minute thing going, doing some of these things. One more time each side. I'll try not to talk too much. Inhaling, one more over this side. Twisting, feeling that twist in the torso. And that's massaging all your inner organs there, these twists. Coming back to center. Now would you just do maybe a little side bending now to just, remember last week, just opening up the shoulders, bring the arms up. Nice stretch, maybe a little stretching into the fingers each side. And we're going to bring a side stretch into this. I've taken my watch and bracelets off and stuff like that, so you might want to do that. We're going to grab the left wrist with the right hand. And just so you get a little gentle tug, inhaling, exhaling, just a little gentle tug on that left side, really opening up those side ribs. If we come back to center and just go again, maybe a little further this time. Little tug on the wrist, just lengthening up that side. Okay, we're going to switch hands. Anytime you want to just come down and just relax that thing, but left hand onto the right wrist. Inhaling over to the left. Exhaling, over to the left. And that little stretch, feel it down through the arm and the shoulder and the ribs and down to the hip. Back to center. Over one more time. See if you can just bring it a bit further. Little stretch. Just keeping those feet up. And then we're coming back. Let that all go. Shake that all out. So we've done a little bit of warming up now. So last week we did some shoulder work and stuff like that. Obviously the shoulders, arms, wrists are all connected. If you come down and look at your hands for a minute, you've got all these small little bones here out into the fingers as well, and the little muscles, but a lot of it's controlled. The strings are pulled, if you like, from behind here up into the forearm and up into the arm, but particularly the forearm, so they're controlling a lot of the movement of your hands and wrists and fingers. So we want to just work with these a little bit today. Now you might be on a keyboard, or you might have phones. You guys might, with the wheels of your chair, gripping. I do a lot of gardening work as well, so I get really stiff hands from gripping tools or power tools and stuff like that. So you only get, actually, my knuckles on this hand, which I'm right-handed, are slightly bigger than the ones on the left. Anyway, just to warm up a little bit, again, just take your right hand up, grab your left or your right wrist with your left hand, gripping around, so your thumb is maybe on the inside this carpal tunnel side, and do quite a firm grip. And we're going to inhale and exhale, just bending. So inhaling, going down, exhaling, releasing. Do 5 of these. Inhale, exhale, firm grip. Two more, or one more. Now just see if there's any maybe sense of lightness coming into the wrist there. Let's try the other side. So thumb on the back here, we're just going to inhale, down, exhale, release. Just 5. Firm grip again. Just just get a little bit, might be feeling a little bit lighter in the fingers and the wrists and the arms. Okay, we'll do a little stretch, and you can do these up, up. Let's put the arm out, grab the fingers here. We'll do the right arm first. So you're pulling at the fingers towards you. Don't lock out your elbow too much, but just have it reasonably, firm. And you're going to pull gently, inhale, and the exhale, pulling in at those fingers and just getting a stretch there. Feeling it on the underside of your arm there. Couple of breaths here. Just holding. And you can do it up like this if you want, but I think it's probably easier like this. Then we're going to let the wrist go down. So we're going to work on the top here now. So just the other hand will cup over the front of the hand, inhaling, exhaling in, so pushing in to the hand a little bit, keeping the arm straight. So you'll feel that along the top of the arm here, or you should. Again, relax the shoulder a little bit. Just keep everything relaxed. Don't tense up unnecessarily. A couple of breaths here, more. Pushing into that hand. All the time tuning into your breath. Just be aware of that breath. Let's shake that hand out. Go to the other side. So grabbing, the left hand comes out and you're pulling at the fingers here. Inhale, pull, exhaling, little gentle pull or out, whatever you want. You feel that on the underside. Two more breaths here. And on the exhale, just gently keeping the shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. Letting that go, we're going to cup, so hand goes down, cup the other hand over, just gently or reasonably firmly pushing into that hand. If the wrists are hurting, ease back. Inhaling, exhaling, just gently pushing against that hand. Shoulders relaxed, everything relaxed. Two more breaths here. And just let that go. Again, shaking that out, okay? Just shaking any tension. And that works right up through the arms into the shoulders. So just any tension building, any pressure building, just keep it loose, keep it all loose. And then maybe the fingers, we could do, when you get your nails done. I haven't got my nails done in a while. You're drying them, shake them out. I'm only joking. Or we could stir. Anyway, we'll do that. I'll do that later. Okay, so we're going to go on to a thing called, the American guy calls wrist flossing. So what I want you to do is to interlace your fingers your hands. Elbows come up at the side. Now you can come sort of in, your thumbs could sort of bounce off your chest, that kind of distance. You keep going, watch the shoulders don't tense up, again, up to the thing. So we want to keep it, so it's called flossing of the wrists. So there's 3 phases to this. We're going to start with number 1 here. So we're going to let the left elbow go down, right elbow stay. So you're bending, we're going to, this hand back, that wrist back, this wrist is bending this way. So the left hand is, the wrist is bending backwards, the right hand is, wrist is bending forward. So you're kind of like this. Now we're going to hold this. Again, you're slightly tugging. You want to tug at the fingers a little bit. So you're just creating a bit of tension, a bit of resistance. Okay, you can even close your eyes to this now, just make sure the shoulders are okay. And we're going to take 5 to 10 breaths here. You do whatever you want. We could actually use this time for tuning into the breath if you want. Let's just do 10 reasonably fast breaths. So you're breathing in. Keep that tension of the fingers pulling. Sighing it out. Just the 10 breaths is kind of a measurement of the hold. I think that's about 10, I lost count. We're going to switch that around, so we're just going up the other way, bending this wrist, that wrist back, okay, so you've got that kind of shape. 10 breaths. Pulling at the fingers. Filling up the ribs. Just really the exhale, a gentle pull. Three more. Pulling. Feeling the tension in the forearms. Up into the elbows maybe. Okay, we're going to let that go again. Shake it out. Dry your nails. Even just any shoulder movement here. Maybe fingers out to the side like a fan. Okay, moving on to phase 2. Interlacing the fingers again. The palms and the hands are facing in towards your chest. It's just a different angle, a different way of doing it. So we're going to bend the left wrist forward, right wrist back, okay? You got that? So that way. And again, we're holding here and tugging again. A couple of breaths, come on. Exhaling, pulling. Kind of just a different angle at the same thing. Forearms are maybe different. Shoulders, just a subtle change in the movement. 5 more breaths. Notice if the shoulders are tensing up. Just relax them. One more. Do the other side now, so reverse. Right wrist is bending down, left is bent up. Again, just relax. Gentle tug. Ooh, feel that in the fingers probably, And these slow kind of holds are just gently teasing out any tension in any areas, in the fingers, the wrists. You don't have to pump it, Just subtle release. The body's just finding space. built up tension over the years, you know, just here in the arms and the fingers and the wrists. 2 more breaths. Releasing on each exhale. Okay, again, just shaking that out. You might want to twirl the wrists here. We could do that. You could do a little stirring movement. Stirring in one direction. And stirring a big bowl of soup or whatever. Again, just let them come down. Let any tension come out. 3rd phase we're going into now. This time, interlace the fingers. We're going out this way. So the back of the hands is facing in towards the chest. Again, we'll just get that same movement. This one is a bit harder, I think. So gentle tug. You're kind of up towards the chin here, so you've got that kind of shape again. The left wrist is, you know, you're bending back with the hand, and the right is bending down, just checking. A couple of breaths here again. This might be a bit harder. I find this a bit harder myself. And you know, at any time during your day, you can take 5 minutes and just do maybe one of these phases of this wrist thing, you know, particularly if you're working on a computer or something. This is for typists and stuff, that good stuff to release. You know, every hour or something, just come up and do a couple of release movements of these. 2 more breaths here. This is kind of a harder one to hold. Okay, so we're going to go the other way, bending this wrist that way, that wrist that way. Might be hold because you're a bit more up with into the shoulders here, so might be more difficult to hold. You can feel it probably coming up into your upper arms a little bit and into the shoulders. A bit more this one. 3 more breaths here. Any tension in the neck, release it. Okay, gently letting that go. That actually, if you haven't done that before, can be quite, you know, difficult. But, you know, if you do this regularly, it can, you know, just release a lot of it. We're just holding so much here in our bodies. Upper bodies and neck and shoulders. Okay, so I have my cushions handy. You have an option. I'll give you an option here. We're going to finish up with this. Just again, always remember the breath. But if you want to, I've got 2 cushions here today. I just thought I'd grab 2. You can punch one up if you want, and you can just. You know, this might actually be quite a nice thing to do after that wrist and arm work. Just before we get into that. You know, you could just, if you want to, just sit up, hands, you know, relax the hands, and just roll the shoulders back. If you're uncomfortable folding forward, you could just stay like this and observe the breath. Just observe the belly rising, and the exhale, emptying out, maybe the tummy going in. And that 3-phase breath that we did before, just filling up, exhaling out. Again, any time during your day, you know, just take time, maybe just breathe, just to sit there and breathe, close the eyes. You can even, you know, if you want to introduce any bit of movement into it, do that, but it's just, particularly the times we're in at the moment, this breath work is really great. You're just settling down that nervous system. And also just any stress that you have, you know, it's all about the immune system at the moment, keeping your immune system healthy. And obviously stress is a big factor in that. So if you can keep any stress reduced, anything to help with that, just do that. And counting the breath, all these things we did last week. So I'm going to just grab the cushions. We just do A couple of minutes of this to finish up. And again, maybe just to bring the arms, just turn the arms out like that. So you're keeping the shoulders a little bit open. And just folding forward. It's kind of, protective, closing in like a hedgehog, just releasing forward. Or if it's more comfortable, to bring the hands and just rest on the two fists like that. Again, just any time during the day, just if you ever want to do this, just to fold in and just release and relax. Tortoise sinking into the shell. Just sink into your shell. Take some time out. Observe the breath. And let, any thoughts, let them go and just come back to the breath. Use the breath as an anchor. Filling up the back ribs here too with the breath. Three more breaths here. Releasing down. You can even let the hands just release down. The weight of the head is pulling you forward. Okay, so we're going to come out of that slowly. Inhaling up. Roll those shoulders back. Keep the cushions here if you want, or just chuck them aside. We're going to finish up then. We're just going to come back into the day with 3 energetic breaths, Tai Chi breaths. Maybe you cup the hand with one hand over the other. We're going to inhale. Bring some energy down. One more here. Last one, bring the hands together. Down to that third eye for your intuition, thought. Down to the lips, your speech. And down to the heart. And maybe just dwell on the heart here for a little bit. Just imagine, the heart releasing any tightness around the heart, like a shell or the wall around the heart. Just let it see it crumbling away and just opening up the heart to ourselves and to those around us and to the right out into the world there. Maybe just send a bit of love out there. First give yourself love and then send a bit of love out to wherever is needed. So from myself, my heart to your hearts, and from all our hearts together, just until the next time, namaste, or peace, whatever you like to say. Shana will. See you next time.